Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
Lawyer Amaliba has also engaged Ayisi in a hot debate over Addos SONA address, which I would like you to join me listening to what transpired. And before you go, this station still remains PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more updates. Like and also share to other members to watch as well. Can equally leave a comment at the comment section or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277128777. Thank you. Stay tuned for more.
Roland.
Yes, sir.
If I had my way, but for the fact that it is a constitutional imperative, the president shouldn't address Parliament today at all.
If not, it's in the Constitution.
If not, but for the fact that it's a constitutional imperative, the president shouldn't address Parliament.
Okay? Why?
Anytime he has opportunity, he abuses us.
Meaning what? What do you mean by that, Lawyer Amaliba?
Anytime he has opportunity, he abuses our sensibilities and our intelligence. An example is what he did with the awards. The only person who, in my view, is deserving of that award is Erasmus Donko.
But there's Bright up here who has worked hard right into. I've worked with him for God knows how many
It is not exceptional. It's not exceptional.
Herbert Mensah.
It's not exceptional.
Oh, Herbert Mensah.
No, it's not exceptional. He has not done what others have not done. But Erasmus Donko, we all saw the fight he staged. Let's not even talk about his appointees, that he was dishing out.
Donko. Okay, that's your opinion. I give it to you.
Aside of the MPs or the ministers that he was dishing the trophies to. So, he's going to come today and tell us what has not existed under his administration.
I don't understand.
He's coming to play, to as it were, paint a rosy picture of his administration. And yet, the people of this country, on the 7th of December, disagreed with his governance. But he's going to come, look us in the face, and tell us what didn't happen under his administration. Pat himself in the back. Ghana's economy is facing a number of challenges. I heard him say that Ghana's the economy is rebounding. The companies that left as a result of the bad economy, are they returning? Have they returned? Are they preparing to come back? That is what you use to measure an economy rebounding. These companies left. And when they left, it affected employment. People were removed or taken off from their employment places. So if your economy is that bad and they are relocating to your neighboring countries, you don't come and sit here and throw dust in the eyes of people and say it is rebounding. On the eve of elections, didn't we see an increase in fuel prices? Which government will do that?
But
on the eve, we saw.
But the adjustment is.
It doesn't matter. It tells you how bad. I'm telling you how bad the economy is, to the extent that even on the eve.
But
is a fuel price?
It's automatic adjustment.
Is the automatic adjustment different from what the economy looks like? Is it not? Is it not the management of the economy that is fed into the increment? Are you not following? So, you don't come and sit here and paint a rosy picture as your president does when he has opportunity. You don't do that. People are actually suffering. Look, the haircuts that took place.
From 2022.
Do you know the number of people who died out of it? I don't even want to mention a prominent person who died as a result of that. I'm not going to mention, because it's not good to remind families of their They are dead, you know. So you wonder if we have a government that actually have some feelings and is interested in the welfare needs of the people. Wow. Look, your dollar, you took it from close to 4. Today it's 15. And then you pat your back and say that because it has come from 17 to 15, we should clap for you. Can you imagine the logic? The logic.
Please you say that right.
You took your dollar from close to 4 to 15, 17. Because it has come from 17 to 15, we should clap for you.
You said data.
But the data also tells you that it was 4.
It was 1.2 before to 4.
So why don't you send it to the 1?
It's the same rate.
Why don't you send it to the 1? And so
it means that he says 70 is better than 4 by data.
That's why he's saying yes. 70 is better than 4. That's the logic.
Wow.
Now, because of the unstable nature of the currency, it affects businesses. They are unable to plan. You know, particularly those who import goods. It affects their income. What they have today, before they realize it has been dissipated. And you don't come and speak the way you spoke. Apologize to the people and let the people understand that you feel for them. Apologize to them because you took them through this hardship, this excruciating hardship. You don't come and sit on national television and paint a rosy picture. And that if somebody had just landed in this country this morning, you would think that all is well.
Dispute my figures.
Are you saying the reluctance of the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia administration to still admit that people are facing difficulties, not only people, but institutional investors, pensioners who have had their bonds and the returns that they are expecting restructured, as well as companies who have invested a lot, whether they are from abroad, etc., to admit that this economy is bad, is still something they are not learning from?
They have continuously denied and behave as if they are unaware of the bad nature of the economy. And that's how the Ghanaian people taught them a lesson at the 7th December elections. Yesterday, I saw the budget. And we are using almost 20 billion plus to service interest. And compensation, salaries, is around 16 billion. When you get to this point where you use so much of your income or money or revenue to pay for your debts, it tells you that your country is in shambles, where the figure for interest is more than salaries and compensations. Is it therefore surprising that salaries have largely remained stagnant? Is it therefore surprising that the take-home does not take you home? The take-home salary does not take you home. Is it therefore surprising? And to quote my brother, ABF Husseini, everything under Akufo-Addo was always going up, unless his own height, Akufo-Addo's height. Everything. To the extent that, do you know that?
I don't understand. You said...
I'm saying that under Akufo-Addo, everything is increasing. And I'm quoting ABF Husseini, except his own height. Look at this WASI thing that they couldn't pay. Look at the disgrace it's brought to us. The debt they owed WASI.
They pay something now. I think that is something. They've released the results. 25.
25 and that is nothing.
But they owe them almost 200 million.
And I get angry when they are even talking and they have the mouth to say, we have now paid. Did it need to happen at all in the first place? Did it need to happen? Did it need to happen in the first instance? You are even gloating over, we have paid some. Can you imagine? What kind of mediocrity? Jesus. Can you imagine? A teacher raised my daughter, then you say that, but he has been teaching her well.
He said what? A teacher did what?
Raised my daughter, and you tell me that, oh, but it's the teacher who taught her to pass the exam. Can you imagine? What kind of mediocrity is that? He doesn't understand. Now, another thing. Ghanaian workers. Do you know that under this administration, for the first time, mortuary attendants went to strike on 2 occasions? Did you ever hear that? Morgue. Or you are not aware? Mortuary attendants.
Yeah, rep came to the studio, actually.
They came here. When these are people who normally do their work in silence.
With dead people.
I don't know whether with dead people or live people, but I know
But
that.
the work they do.
Well, I don't know. But for the first time under this administration, on 2 critical occasions, they had to come out. It tells you the bad nature of the economy. And I'm using these things to show to you that if today we ask Akufo-Addo before he leaves that, do you believe that you have served or governed this country to the glory of God?
Yes.
In his heart of hearts, he will know that he has done so much wrong to this country. This administration virtually made Ghanaians suffer to the extent that people decided to leave in droves. Do you know people left this country? Do you know that? Do you know people left this country because of excruciating economic circumstances? And I was here to tell you, that an engineer in ECG left this country, not because he wasn't employed, but the fact that he couldn't even, as it were, meet his needs. So, for me today, people are saying that Akufo-Addo should apologize. He's a man who doesn't apologize. I don't expect him to apologize. What I expect is that today, Ghanaians should thank their stars. That is the last time that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the man who will be playing in the league, in the leagues, or in the league that is being played by Mobutu, by Yadema, by Ketimili Masiri. That is the league he's going to play in. Because this was a tyrant who, during his reign, you journalists suffered. You know that.
Do you think that the verdict at the polls really is commensurate to the criticism about how badly or not the Akufo-Addo Bawumia-led government governed over the last 8 years?
You see, I wouldn't agree. Ghanaians have spoken, but I'm surprised that my colleagues here, we are speaking on the state of the economy, and none of them is quoting any data, and just speaking and condemning government on matters. Economy, you cannot speak on economy and you don't talk about.
We've already dealt with the issues about data.
Yes. So
what data are you
I'm
talking
surprised,
about?
when you talk economy, I've given data and they are condemning it. And I thought they would have given alternative data. Okay, that George, what you're saying is not right. So what is defending? I'm stating the facts and the obvious. The fact that we lost the election doesn't mean what we did, we're not done. Okay? The fact that we lost election doesn't mean free SHS wasn't there and didn't benefit anybody. The fact that we lost election doesn't mean a coffee juice factory is not up and producing. And over 169 of them have been up and working. Okay? Look, we took tax exemption to Parliament to support some of these factories. What happened? There were challenges and difficulties in Parliament. The opposition felt they were not going to support that. Okay? How do you help grow young industries to grow when you don't give them incentives that will make them stand on their feet? That is what the investment arena needs. Okay, so the fact that you oppose it and the Ghanaian voted against it doesn't mean these things are not happening. It doesn't mean, you know, Agenda 111, we're not started and at various stages. Okay, correct me. I think the president commissioned one. Is it the trader one or so? Yes, some were commissioned. Okay, so these are issues that we need to look at. And wait, excuse me. Some of this spoke as if they spoke as if.
You said we should speak to data. The Agenda 111 project, how many hospitals have been completed?
No, I said, I think about, yes, have been commissioned. Okay, and the president said,
I didn't say commissioner, I said completed.
Yeah, no, the president, that's what I was coming to. The president
said
he will not.
Commission?
Yes, the moment the president commissions in the hospital is operational. He doesn't, no, the president doesn't commission empty buildings. He doesn't do that. Anytime before he will go and commission, it's operational.
So it's not completed.
It's completed. And commissioned.
A hospital is a place where the equipment are there.
Please. No, yes, I said it's commissioned. The president, Nanado, will not commission a hospital when it is not completed and operational.
So how
That's
many,
what I'm telling you. Yes.
So how many have been completed?
No. I think off the top of my head, I think about 3 or 4.
Okay.
But he commissioned about. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. That what his policy is, before we commission it, it should be operational. Test everything and let's see. Once you are satisfied that the system is in order, I'll come and commission it. That's what he did. He commissioned about 6 or 8 hospitals. Out of that, about 3 or 4 were Agenda 111. So that is how it is. You said we didn't equip hospitals. University of Ghana Medical Center that they built, about 95% completed. Who equipped them, completed those things, and made them operational?
Because I remember at the beginning of
You didn't equip it.
And made them operational.
Because I remember
95% complete was what? When we took over, it was 95% complete.
So
ask anybody. You are the media.
I remember the height of
God.
before the COVID period.
Yes.
There was the argument.
That's where I was going
there was the argument in the media that was rife.
Yes.
Why is the hospital completed was not being functional? And then the Ministry of Health did say that they didn't have equipment and standby generators.
Thank you.
And indeed, I remember at the time I was doing part-time at Joy. I was then working with the Jospon group at the time. So we went to the UGMC, and apparently the equipment were there and rotten.
it was equipment.
Yeah.
If you brought it, you commissioned out
please.
and you fix them. What is that?
Please. So the reality is that those appropriations cannot be made.
Yes.
Now,
You cannot say you
one of the reasons why the Akufo-Addo-led government was voted for, and there was the buy-in from industry, was that the government was going to move the state of the economy from taxation to production.
Yes.
Indeed, some of the well-loved phrases or sentences that the president used at the time, prior to 2017, for the campaign was done. I'm going to move the economy from a Gajazbiagan economy to... You remember that?
It is a transition.
Okay. Would you say that with the implementation of 1D, 1F, one village, one dam, a constituency receiving $1 million each year for the 8 years?
It didn't happen.
Okay. Would you say that...
Don't make it sound like
would you say that we've achieved that import substitution, etc.?
Yes.
Affected our import bill?
Yeah, you know, we set up these one district, one factories. Some are up operational even today. You can go B5 in the Ningo area and other places. No, he took advantage. They weren't there. When the president went to commission, he took advantage. Your man was the minister. So please, please. When you were speaking, I was here. I was taking notes. I'm sorry. You get it. So please, let's do that. Thank you. So these, and if there was a company, a Casapreco company that took advantage of it, it's a policy. So you take advantage of it. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. Okay. So that's it. Where we the development authorities, where the bodies, coastal, middle belt, northern, were tasked with the responsibility of implementing the one constituency, 1 million thing. Okay, and they put up certain infrastructure. They did needs assessment, and based on that, the priority projects were put in place for some of them. Water issue, market issues, toilet sanitation facilities, and co were put up by these development authorities. Okay, across the nation. You know, yes, some will make the argument that it cannot be said that they got $1 million per year for the 8 years.
But
right?
they should be getting, because that's a promise.
It's not going to be given to you that take it. And that's why they established the authorities to help implement your needs that, you know, they did needs assessment. Yes.
The sum of.
Yes.
The sum of.
I don't.
The $1 million.
Yes. That is supposed
and that's commensurate to
yes. So
the toilets and those things that were built by.
You can make the
because
argument
the development authority, they built toilets and some other fishing. Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead.
You don't say anything without being questioned.
Oh no! He's questioning me. Okay. The parallel engagement is what I'm saying.
Okay. Please go ahead.
So once it is brought, the argument is made that they don't agree 1 million per year for the 8 consecutive years could be the case. That is something that we can engage constructively on. But the authorities put things in place, development and co, based on the needs assessment done in the districts or the constituencies that were affected. So that is one thing that we need to look at. And in making the assessment, so you say, what Lawyer John Tua said and co. He didn't talk about the benefits that Ghanaians derived as far as education improvement is concerned. He talked about the STEM and co, but the free education and co. Then some are talking about, my brother is talking about resource and co. No, some have done fantastic. If you're doing assessment, the 4 core subjects, they are rated between, 52% and 66% or 68%. You get it? Hitherto, they were not making those averages, okay? So that is very important. I don't know what other way somebody can make assessment of education performance, quality, without putting resource in the equation. I don't understand it. That the outturns and the results that are coming out is inconsequential as far as making assessment of the quality of performance is concerned, okay? Somebody moved from Ghana, the Adress, a rural school, went to the United Kingdom and still made the first classes in his
I don't understand. Are you saying before the implementation of PSHS, people are not coming from villages?
No, listen to me. No.
Were you born in a rural area?
They are saying the quality is gone.
Where were you born?
How can somebody go to a school in Addos?
Where were you born?
Come on. That's not the matter we are discussing. How can somebody go to school in Addos, okay, and be able to make the straight A's, go outside of Ghana,
George,
and still perform? And you say, I'm talking about the average in course.
You've talked about it. You've talked about the averages.
Move on. Yes, thank you.
But please.
Oh, no.
Before free SHS,
you give them time to be making those things.
Before free SHS, people were moving from rural areas.
Arguments and co.
Please. Before free SHS, people were moving from rural areas and achieving the highest of their objectives, goals in life.
Yes.
Indeed, some of the ministers we have today, even the young ones.
I'm talking that
they move from less privileged background.
Yes.
Okay. Which school did you teach?
Dr. Duchum moved from Jati and moved where he is. He is one of the fantastic ministers of education.
So why do you say that?
No, I'm saying I used one example. Okay. That's why I didn't choose my school. The school I was teaching in the advancement school, no, because it's a normal trajectory. Okay, but somebody from Adress Senior High School makes it to the school in the UK, Southport, and moves to.
There was nothing like that.
Please,
what is this?
I'll give you 2 minutes to wrap up. Please, no interruption.
Thank you.
I think that these are some of the things that
so
we
you need to cite example. I cannot be talking about all the issues, and I gave you the average pass rate for the 4 core subjects.
You didn't answer my question on the import substitution, which was the intent for the industrialization.
Of course, no. I told you that once.
You didn't.
I spoke about B5 and co. Once the industries are in place, a Kumfi is up and running. Other, industries are there. Okay. They needed support. We needed to get them tax exemptions and co. We saw the challenges we faced in Parliament. But that notwithstanding, some of them are working. We said we are Tisikaso and so accommodation. That's why the president brought in this GISDEC and JIDEC. Okay, Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation and Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Company, so that they will, you know, maximize the use of our mineral resources, apart from the gold, diamond, and coal, these two areas, so that we can move that. And they've done, Mr. Ansah and co. have done fantastic job there. These are not immediate issues that will give us results. They are medium to long term. You get it? And that is the vision of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. That's why he's saying, look, posterity is going to judge him and judge him fairly. Okay? There are difficulties now. Nobody is, and he said we didn't admit it. We admitted it. The finance minister then, Ken Uforiata, had a press conference and said we're in difficult time. My last one, Roland, they all spoke as if we're in normal times in the economy. The first 4 years, we had single-digit inflation, consistent, growth consistent, averaging 7%. Thereafter, when COVID struck and Russia-Ukraine struck, he says where the bombs are dropping is inconsequential. When your importation is hinged on those places and you're having challenges, it's definitely going to affect your economy, okay? And so, did we have exogenous factors hitting our economy? Yes. Did it impact on us? Yes. And so the things were not the normal ways. And so it affected us. So and then we admitted that we're in difficult times. Okay? So these are issues that we need to admit and then put in proper perspective. You don't speak as if everything was normal. And the last one, over 13,000 kilometers of roads have been constructed. The fact that Ghanaians disagreed that these days doesn't mean the data is not factual. Right. They are there.
You are speaking data.
They are there.
One of the cardinal points which were promises made was that we're going to have these industrialization policies implemented, 1D, 1F, 1 village, 1 dam, because it's supposed to be a value chain. And I did a quote yesterday, I'll put that again. The Ghana Trade Advocacy Network, just before the elections, they did indicate that for tin tomatoes, we import $1 billion. Rice, $800 million. Sugar and confectionery, the sweets, $300 million. Flour for bread and or pie and all those things, $600 million. Burkina Faso here, we import $100 million of tomatoes, fresh tomatoes from Burkina Faso. It's a very Sahelian landscape, topographically. Fish, $245 million. Poultry and meat, $400 million. If we had an industrial policy intended to do import substitution, in your mind, why do we still have these? And how does that reflect on the success or not of such a policy or policies?
Roland, before I answer your question, you talked about us all here, apart from him speaking to statistics, and that we did not speak to statistics. Let me tell you, I don't believe in statistics that do not reflect in the lives of the people. What I believe in is human development theory, where you would get up in the morning, then you will realize that there's now water for you, and water is flowing. I'm not interested in how many pipelines you have laid when there's no water coming into my house. Now, don't you see that what you have just read completely indicts our claim of one district, one factory, completely indicts our claim of one village, one dam, because, and even planting for food and jobs, the MPP is good at giving names, catchy names to their failed programs. They are good at that. But those programs end up failing the people of this country. So if you had a very good policy like one district, one industry, then that should have been giving jobs to people. You get the point? Now your employment rate is rising. Don't sit here, unemployment rate is rising. Don't sit here and tell me that it's giving jobs. If your unemployment rate is rising, you can't be telling me it's giving jobs. Because that's supposed to absorb the unemployed. So if your unemployment rate is going up, then your policy has failed to provide jobs to people. The next point is food inflation went very high under a policy of planning for foods and jobs. And then, so you begin to find out whether these policies that they say they have put in place are not conduit for siphoning state resources. Somebody told me the other day that we say corruption is fighting Akufo-Addo. What he told me was that it's not true. It's rather Akufo-Addo and his family have joined corruption to fight Ghanaians. That's what has happened. Akufo-Addo, his appointees, have joined corruption to fight Ghanaians. So if you have these policies, why would you be importing tomatoes? Do you know that Burkina Faso used to buy tomatoes from Ghana? I'm from the Upper East region. I know what I'm talking about. We used to produce the tomatoes, and Burkina Faso will come and buy. Today, it's the other way around. And so, these policies, one village, one dam, I think Hawa Kumsi herself said that they were pawns, isn't it? Because the amount of money used couldn't have done a dam. And so, you go to those places, and during the dry season, those ponds or dams are dried up. It is not for the lack of trying. They have tried, but it is about their inability to do things right that has brought us to where we are. And then accompanying that is corruption in the execution of those programs. And so, Roland, we have gotten to a point of no return, but once the people of Ghana have decided to change the government, the next government has a lot of work to do to turn around the fortunes of this country. Anything short of that, I think this government has failed woefully. You see, when you ask your panelists about this government and its economic development paradigms or successes, you will notice that one will speak for a long time, will forget about one of the rot, is the other one who will remember. Then you will say that I should have said that. I don't know whether, those of you who are panelists, are always faced with that. The rot in this administration is so much that you know them, but when you are recounting, you forget some of them. And when your colleague panelists mention it, then you say, oh, I should have also said that. Because the administration didn't come for the good of this country. Look at this Akufo-Addo. And I hear they have put together an 11-member committee to go around to find out the cause of that.
It's led by the former speaker.
To find out the cause of that.
I'm told that as one of the appropriate things they have to do is to make sure they bring people like the fantastic Solomon Owusu back into the fold of the MPP.
I wish them well.
So they'll take a look at why they lost and then why they were fragmented.
Yes, and I'm helping them. Majority of the reasons will be centered on Akufo-Addo alone. 95%. How can you, a president, go around be ordering chiefs to get up and greet you? What is this? Isn't it so vulgar, so disingenuous and disrespectful? Ordering chiefs to get up and greet you. Who Akufo-Addo? Who are you? Huh? You are just a human being like them.
He's the president.
And so, you Akufo-Addo, you have to beg the people of this country to vote you into office. Then when they are complaining, then you say that, the Kumasi people, he told them. Why? Kwabre. Why? And so,
one of the largest constituencies that
he's and I'm helping them. to the committee. His God stature that he assumed is one of the reasons why Ghanaians voted against the party. So they shouldn't go far in diagnosing why they lost. Majority of it, and his inaction when it comes to corruption, his inaction, and when it comes to dealing with
principle.
He said that, but now writing love letters to corrupt officials, say that dear my loved one, that's a woman's name, Cecilia Adapa, I know you'll be exonerated. Can you imagine? You will be exonerated for what? How did he know that he'll be exonerated? And true to his words, true to his words, didn't the Attorney General cancel that case? Today, the Attorney General says that that case is closed. And so, if you want to talk about Akufo-Addo, you begin to speak in ways. And yesterday I heard one of that you hate him. Nobody hates him. Because we've never had a president who is like that too. We've never had a president who behaves like he behaved. And so that's why sometimes when we are speaking, we speak with pain and not envy.
Thank you for staying tuned. PENDREAM TV really appreciate your time on the channel. Once again, if you're a new member and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so for us. Hit the notification bell, turn it to all posts so that you'll be notified duly of anything that will be loaded onto the channel. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.